Hey guys, welcome to G4 Tech TV. Today we're going to play video games on this episode of Video Games. Hold on a second. Do I have double audio? No, I don't. Okay. Alrighty. here we go. This is actually what I was going to play today. I just didn't want to say... I didn't want to say what I was playing because I didn't want to scare off the Huzz. But now that you're all here, you can't go now. You can't leave. You're here forever. The movie's coming out, so we have to play the game to understand the movie, right? Well, I guess I don't have 100% save file on here. Well, I don't think I 100%ed any of the games on 3D All-Stars, but oh well. It's still convenient to have. I was about to, like, go on the eShop and buy Galaxy on the Switch eShop. But I was like, wait a minute. I have 3D All-Stars. That would be really fucking stupid. Like, there's literally no need to do that. I guess I could have bought Galaxy 2. I haven't played Galaxy 2 in a while, to be honest with you. So maybe I'm more in a mood to play that, but it's alright. I wish you could skip all of this, man. You know what's crazy to think about? Let's put this into perspective. This game came out 19 years ago, almost. This game came out, what, November of 2007? So that's almost 19 years ago. Next year, this game will be 20 years old, okay? But when this game first came out, it was only 11 years after Super Mario 64. So think about that for a second. Like, as revolutionary of a game as Mario 64 was, that game was only, like, you know, barely a decade before this, you know? And this game's almost 20 years old. That's just crazy to think about. Where does the time go? And it just shows, like, you know, how fast gaming used to accelerate back then. I kind of feel like nothing really crazy has happened for gaming since, like, this generation. This was, like, the last generation where games actually progressed, in my opinion. It's been kind of, like, yeah, we've had higher resolution games. Like, yes, technically, graphics have gotten better, but not by, like, leaps and bounds, you know? Performance has gotten better on the consoles. Like, you're seeing more games with 60 FPS, and you're getting more 1080p and 4K games, sure, but, like, games kind of peaked in, like, what was it, the 5th generation or is it the 6th generation? I don't know. I don't remember the generations. Because it's like, what have we gotten since then? We've gotten Mario Odyssey, if you don't want to count 3D World or 3D Land. And they're good games, but they're not, like, I don't know, not necessarily pushing the envelope. Ah, here we go. Bowser's animated by, like, that one GIF. There he is. What's up? I'm sorry to hear that, Nemo. You're good, man. I'm sorry you're going through that with your dad. I'll keep that in mind, man. You know, everybody's going through stuff, you know, so no need to apologize. I don't even know how long I'll be streaming. I just kind of felt like doing this, you know? playing something. Now to be abducted by the nipples. They're lactating. Fucking nipples. Taking my shit. Fuck these nipples. Taking my shit. Did you like that? That was the nipple song. Oh, great. I scared off the hoes. The huzz. Average Maria. Yep. But you know, it's been a while since I played this game. You can't understand the movie if you haven't played the game. And I have played this game, but not in a while. So I gotta have it fresh in my mind. Because, you know, I was watching the trailer for the Galaxy movie and I saw, like, realistic dinosaurs. They turned into babies at one point. There was Wart from Super Mario Bros. 2 and Mouser. I don't remember all that stuff from this game. So maybe I just need to refresh my memory.
Yeah. Whee!
Let's play hide and seek. Hide und seek. Are you gonna see it in the theaters? Yes, I am, actually, because, by the way, I was being sarcastic. No, but, yeah. I have that whole week off from work. That's not why I put in for it off. It's, it just happened to work out that way. I mean, I was gonna see it anyways, because, I typically have Thursdays off, and I think it comes out on a Wednesday. So I was probably gonna see it the following Thursday at, like, a matinee screening. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like going to see movies, like, at night. I prefer going to, like, daytime matinee screenings. I don't like going to packed theaters, so... But yes, I'll see it. If not opening night, then the day after. Or sometime within that week, because I have that entire week off. So at the very least, I'll see it before I get back to work that week. Unless they delay it and it turns out it was some big elaborate April Fool's joke. Nothing surprises me with Nintendo anymore after the Pokemon thing they did. $20 Game Boy Advance ROMs. That's just insulting. And people pay for it. Like, you know, if you buy it, you can't get mad, but, like, fucking people pay for this shit. People spend $20 just for a Game Boy Advance ROM. A Game Boy Advance ROM that Nintendo can also, like, take away from you at any point or tell you can't re-download. That's disgusting. Excuse me. Alrighty. Come here. Hell yeah. Mommy. Let's go and help Space Mommy. Let's go. Press 1 in the chat if you would totally bone Rosalina. Press 1 in the chat if you'd make Rosalina's bum sore. Press 1 in the chat if you want to be a fucking space daddy. First ever crush. I'm trying to think what mine would be. I don't know. I mean, Rosalina probably wasn't too far off for me because I was like 9 years old when this game came out. If it wasn't that, it might have been like... Because one of the earliest games I remember watching other people play was the original Kingdom Hearts. My older sister and my cousins played that all the time. I didn't really get super hands-on with that game until later. But I used to watch them play it all the time. So, I don't know, maybe a part of me probably had like a little crush on Kairi. But I don't know. I think when I was like 4 or 5 or however old I was when I was watching my sister play that game, I think I was more concerned with like all the fucking Disney stuff that was in that game. That's right, it is Brie Larson, and a bunch of losers are upset about that. Like, it's the same people who, like, they don't have a problem with Chris Pratt being Mario instead of Charles Martinet, but all of a sudden, when we have Brie Larson as Rosalina, it's a fucking problem, dude. But I don't know, I guess I can't say. We haven't really heard, like, what Brie Larson sounds like as Rosalina, have we? Unless she's just gonna use her normal speaking voice, I assume that's going to be the case. I do know Rosalina looks hot as fuck in the movie, though. Like, I don't know, man. Fucking Rosalina Gooners are gonna be eating good on April 1st, let me tell you. Do you think, like, do you think the model for Rosalina from the movie, do you think it's ever gonna leak and it's gonna be like Rouge from Sonic Adventure 2, where it has a fully modeled clit? God, imagine if it leaks and people get access to that. It's gonna be like fucking... It's gonna be D-Day for dudes with porn addiction, let me tell you. And by never mind. It was too late to, like, have a follow-up with that. What do you want from me? I'm actually shaking the Joy-Con like a moron. I'm just gonna hit the button from now on. I'm gonna do that. That works for me. What's up? Southern trash. What's up, Kid Goku Rules, you southern trash? Southern boy, 7 hours of your southern accent? Good lord. I need subtitles for that. Dick Day. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Nemo, but like I figured it was too late for that. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh shit, friends are online. My friends! Who said that? I don't worry about who said that. But I will tell you, I have a video of the guy who said that, and what he looks like, and what he sounds like. But I would have to dig it out, and it's not something I could play on stream, because it's just him screaming a bunch of slurs, but, yeah, he has no right making fun of anyone's voice, or physical appearance, to be honest with you. Hello! Hello, everybody! Oh my gosh, my friends are all here! Guys, this is awesome. We're here. We're gonna watch the original... We're watching the original adaptation of Super Mario Galaxy. You know, some people say the book's better than the movie. We're looking at the book right now, before we see the movie. Gigantic... Wait, what? That's the thing? We were just talking about, you know... Somebody in the chat brought up they hope that, like, the model leaked and, was like Rouge's model in Sonic Adventure 2 and had a fully modeled clit that people could play around with. Someone in the chat brought that up, and, I agree with them. That's gonna be, like, the day that happens, it'll be D-Day for porn addicts. Alright, here we go, guys. Get ready. This is Spax 3's review of this game. For basically a perfect game, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. There we go. That was Spax 3's review of this game. Dude, Rosalina's looking good in the movie. I mean, she looks good. She looks good. Hello, gamer fans. Have any of you guys been keeping up with the recent Spax drama? Like... the shit going on with him and Dylan. What is Spax? Well, I mean, Spax is always just being a lowlife, and it's kind of sad. But Dylan the Night Owl put out, like... And I don't always agree with everything Dylan the Night Owl says in his videos. Because Dylan also put out, like, a video about MTP, and I don't agree with the way he approached that video. But after his MTP video, he did a video on Spax 3, and it was, like, 3 hours long or whatever. I don't remember. And Spax went back to his old ways and kept fucking copyright striking it down. So... the only way you can watch that video now is through re-uploads on the Internet Archive. Because every time it gets re-uploaded, Spax gets it taken down. Just like he did back in 2007. He's still doing the same shit he did in 2007. And fucking... he's like on calls, like throwing bags at his mom. and then he like gets driven to tears about it, and he has to walk out like on his phone, and then he's like, guys, I gotta leave the call for a minute, I just gotta go get a Mike's Hard Lemonade and watch an episode of The Amanda Show to calm down. That's what he does. Yeah. Spax is crazy, dude. Please. Look. I remember my cousin, when I used to take my Wii to my cousin's house, we'd like play games together. He used to think the animation of this black Luma was so funny, because to him it was like he's holding a Wii remote and he's like playing tennis, like he's shaking the Wii remote. And he thought that shit was so funny. So every time I see this black Luma and its idle animation, that's what I think of, is he's just like holding a little Wii remote and shaking it. Well, you know what's crazy is when I started playing this game, I was talking about how, like, you know, next year, this game right here will be 20 years old, which is fucking crazy. Because I remember when this game came... It's crazy when it's like, you know, because I grew up playing retro games, so, like, I never really thought of, like, how people who actually grew up playing those retro games, like, felt, you know, with the premise of them aging and stuff like that. Because to me, it's like those games have just always been around, you know. But when it's a game that you actually experience, then you're like, oh shit, this game's turning 20. That it does things to you. But what's crazy is this game came out in 2007, and Mario 64 was barely a decade old. And now, this game itself is 20 years old. So we're farther removed from this game now than this game was to Mario 64 when it first came out, which to me, that's just kind of crazy to think about because of how revolutionary Mario 64 was. And it's like, it also shows how far gaming kind of evolved, how quickly it took for graphics to kind of shape up and for like gameplay mechanics to get refined and stuff like that. Because is 10 years really that... Like, it's not that long of a span of time, really, if you think about it, honestly. And then losers are like, you're gonna be 60 obsessing over Super Mario Galaxy. You're going to be obsessing over Super Mario Galaxy until you're 60. Until you're 67. And probably so. I sure hope so. If I'm like 67 years old and I just don't care about Mario anymore, like it doesn't bring me any sense of like childlike amusement and joy, then like just put the... Well, I can't say that on YouTube, can I? But you know what I was gonna say. Mario Galaxy. Ba, ba, ba. This is a good little brother game. You know why? I don't know if it's in the Switch version, but like you could just have your little brother play with you and be like the what's it called? The assist star. See, that was the kind of cool shit that was like Nintendo, they had some pretty cool ideas. Like they kind of knew like, hey, you might want to get your little brother involved in this somehow. Maybe he doesn't have the motor skills yet to play a game like this competently, but maybe he can still contribute to the adventure. Dude, 6-7's haunting my life. Like, the other week at work, I came in on, like, the last day of the week, and, you know, where I'm always working over, like, every day. Like, typically, depending on what manager's there, they'll come up and they'll tell me, hey, you're this much over. We just want you to work to 40 hours and then go home. Most of the time, they give me overtime, but if they don't want to give me overtime, then they'll tell me how much I'm over and when I need to go home just to get my 40 hours. But the other week, I was only over by literally 0.67 hours. Which is like, maybe like 40 minutes, I want to say. 42 minutes over. But, like, my manager said that. He said, you're 0.67 hours over. I was like, what? What? And then I looked on my phone. I signed into my, my Workforce Dimensions just to check my time card. And it literally was, like, I was at 32.67 hours. I was like, what are the fucking odds? I used to do that too with Brawl. Well, I don't know if I'd role play with them, but like I would get CPUs together and just watch them fight. And I got a lot of, you know, because back when I was playing Brawl, we only had dial-up internet. So like, yes, the internet existed, YouTube videos were kind of a thing, but I wasn't really... The only times I would watch YouTube, really, was when I was at my cousin's house, because they had DSL internet. Which DSL fucking, you know... When I was a kid, I was like, holy shit, DSL, it's blazing fast. And yeah, compared to dial-up, it is, but, yeah, even DSL, like... All you can really do with DSL is stream, like, 360p videos in real time. But hey, that was good enough for me. Back when I was a kid. Better than fucking dial-up, taking fucking an hour to buffer a 10-minute video. And that was back in the day with old YouTube, you could buffer out an entire video and then watch it. It doesn't work the same anymore. The way YouTube works now is it only buffers the video partially, and then it buffers more as, like, you watch more of the video. But back when YouTube first came out, like, it would just buffer the entire video. So whenever I would try and watch, like, I don't know, an episode of a cartoon or something uploaded to YouTube, I would just load it up, have it paused, and wait for, like, an hour for, like, the whole video to be buffered out. Now, I had another cousin who, he actually made fucking machinimas with Smash Brothers Brawl. And I don't know if I want to say the name of the series that he made, because I don't know if it's like, it's not a cousin I'm super close with, it's just someone that, like, you know, I know is my cousin. And I remember when I discovered that fact, I was, like, looking at their YouTube channel, and some of their stuff had, like, some very significant views, and like their Brawl videos had, like, you know, the millions. So I don't want to say who it is, but I was like, damn, I should have gotten on that train, or damn, if we didn't have dial-up internet, I could have been like a YouTube superstar easily. Instead, I was stuck living in the fucking boonies with dial-up internet. I literally, like, when I first played this game, I thought it was so cool, and I'd try and talk to my friends about it in, like, elementary school. What I would fucking do is I would plug my Wii up to the VCR, and I would record my gameplay on, like, a blank VHS tape, and then take it with me to school, and then, like, give it to my friend I was talking to about this game, and let him take it home so he could watch my gameplay. That's, like, a real thing that I did. 'Cause, like, you know, I mean, things like Facebook, I guess, existed, but we're elementary school kids. We're not on fucking social media and shit. We don't have cell phones. Like, we can't fucking record videos and send them to each other. You know, you wanna show somebody your gameplay, you have to record it on a fucking VHS. Or if you were really bougie, you might have had a DVD recorder, and you could get a stack of DVD-Rs and record stuff on that. But, we had DVD players, not DVD recorders, so I was stuck recording stuff on tapes. I didn't get, like, actual DSL internet until, like, 2009. So that's when I started, you know... That's when I started having a real presence on the internet, was 2009. Even though I shouldn't have, because I was like, what, 11? Honestly, I don't think kids should be on the internet at all. I think most adults shouldn't be on the internet either. I think I'm the only person who should be allowed to be on the internet, because I know how to do everything right.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I remember, like, when I got the Wii, you know, I still had dial-up internet. And then what I would have to do, because when I got the Wii the year after it came out in 2007, so I got it with this game, and my family got me, like, we got an extra Wii remote, an extra nunchuck. I mean, the Wii wasn't for me, it was the family Wii, right? I mean, everyone wanted to play Wii Sports and stuff like that, but it was basically mine, because, you know, my parents would only want to play, like, Wii Sports every once in a blue moon, and my sister didn't really have an interest. My younger sister didn't really have much of an interest in video games anyway, so basically it was my Wii, because I was the one playing it all the time. So, in addition to, like, all that stuff, I also got, like, a Wii points card, a classic controller, and, what else? Oh, the USB Wi-Fi adapter. And if I wanted to get games off of, like, the Virtual Console, what I had to do was I had to connect it to our family computer, and then connect the family computer to dial-up, and 9 out of 10 times when I would go to the Wii, it would fail to connect. So I just have to keep doing it over and over again until I could get a stable enough connection. And then I could download whatever games I wanted, but, like, an NES game would take, like, 15 to 20 minutes to download for one NES game. Fucking, I remember one Sunday morning right before we left for church, I started downloading Mario 64 off of the Virtual Console. And we left for church, so we were probably gone for, like... And mind you, we went out of town for church, so it was probably like a 30-minute drive to church. And then probably spending about 2 hours at church. We usually left around 12:30 or 1. Another 30-minute drive home. And when we got back home, you know, the TV was still on. It was still downloading the game. It still hadn't finished downloading Mario 64. So it was probably like, let's say about 4 hours just to download one 64 game. You think your internet's bad, dear viewer. Let me tell you, you don't know. If you didn't grow up with dial-up, you just don't... Oh, and also, God forbid, like, if you're connected to your dial-up connection, if someone were to call your landline phone. Because that was the thing with dial-up internet, was that if you were connected to dial-up and someone tried to call your phone, it would kick you off of the internet, because it's the same connection. How to update your programs through command prompts. Like, are you talking about, like, Linux? Like, when you do things on Linux? I mean, I don't know off the cuff. I always have to look up, like, tutorials on how to do that stuff, and then just copy and paste the commands. So... not really. And as far as, like, the fucking Windows goes, I only really use the command prompt for, YTDLP, like to download YouTube videos, and, FFmpeg. Well, when I was using FFmpeg, I use different software now. So I'm not really, like, I don't really play around in the command prompt too much. I know I had to use the command prompt a lot when I first got my Steam Deck, because if you're trying to install things like in desktop mode, a lot of it requires installing like packages from the terminal, is what they call it. Which, if you're an avid Linux user, is probably easy for you, but for me, it's like, I don't know. I've messed around with Linux, like when I was a kid and stuff like that, like different versions of Ubuntu and Linux Mint and stuff like that, but I never became good at using the command prompt. Windows upgrade, yeah, I don't think I could help you there, unfortunately. I apologize. Something with Windows 11, perhaps? Are you having issues with Windows 11? Because, let me tell you, Windows 11 fucking... Oh man, I feel like I rant about Windows 11 all the time. But you know what? It's warranted. Because Windows 11 is fucking horrible. Like, there's a reason, like, so many people are switching to fucking Linux. And I would be right there with them. It's just there's so much shit that I use for, like, videos I want to make and stuff like that. Like, there's so much shit that I need that's only on Windows. And also, like, most importantly, there's not a lot of good video editing support on Linux. I mean, there's Kden Live, which seems to be a pretty competent video editor on Linux, but I prefer being able to use Vegas or Premiere. Technically, DaVinci Resolve is on Linux, but it's got limited support compared to the Windows or Mac versions. Mario is kind of like a homing attack here. Look at that. That's cool. Can you beat Mario Galaxy without a single B button press? Can you? No, I'm asking, can you? Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, I don't really mess with that stuff, especially because, you know, Windows 11 is just so... Like, my PC can run fine for a while, and then I shut it down and it installs, like, a random update, and it just fucks everything up for no reason. And that's the shit that pisses me off, like Windows 10, sometimes that shit happens with Windows 10, or I should say it used to happen, because Windows 10 is basically at end of life. But fucking Windows 11, it's like it happens every other day, it feels like. I mean, I don't really have any major issues right now happening, but it's... Other than, like, Vegas, the version of Vegas Pro that I have, if I want to render a video, I have to use the CPU, because, I don't know, it's some weird things with how it interfaces with the GPU drivers, and I think it's like a combination of like Windows updates being fucky and NVIDIA's own driver updates being fucky. Which is not a big deal, like, hey, I could still export videos in Vegas, but the problem is, like, if I want to export in like 4K or anything higher than that, I don't think the CPU in this laptop could handle that. Like, it can export 1080p just fine, but if you upload videos in 1080p to YouTube, like, the compression gets pretty bad. So I like to try to, at the very least, upload in 1440p, but 4K is the best because you get the integer scaling. But I can't really do that in Vegas without, there's a third-party plugin I can buy to do that. But it's like it's like a one-time fee of $80, and I just don't really have money to buy non-essential things right now. I mean, you know, I also have Premiere because I have the Creative Cloud, and I could just use that. I just, you know, let's stop talking shop. Yeah, well, I don't know why. Yeah, Microsoft in general is just, yeah. I did see there was some stuff people were making kind of a stink about the new Xbox CEO or whatever. Because she's a woman and she's not white. Basically is what it seemed to boil down to for me. Because you had people like Grums getting on her, being like, she's a fake Grums is basically like Slippy, if you think about it. He's like, she's a fake gamer. She hasn't even played yet. Because she, like, posted a tweet. It was like her 3 favorite games or whatever. I don't remember what they all were, but one of them was Chrono Trigger. And Grums did this whole psychotic, like, well, she's fucking, she would have been this old when Chrono Trigger came out on the Super Nintendo. Which means she would have been like 5 years old. So you can't really play Chrono Trigger when you're 5, you know. But it's like, hey, Grums, you fucking tourist. Chrono Trigger came out on PS1 later on, and the DS, and fucking emulators exist too. Like, just because you weren't around when a game was first released, that doesn't mean anything. Like, you're not. That's not the gacha you think it is. Bro, I did hear that, like, she was from, like, Microsoft's failed AI division. I don't know. I don't really follow all that stuff too much. I don't know if I ever said this, since I started streaming again, but I don't have my Xbox Series X anymore. I sold it, actually. I sold it to a coworker because, like, to me, and I don't even really play my video game consoles that much. I just had them because it was like, oh, well, if a game comes out, I have all the options to play them. But it's like, I've got a PS5, and and I don't buy all the modern games, you know? So it's like, I'm better off just having a PS5. PS5 has more exclusives if I were to play some modern games. And I have a PC and the Switch 2 for everything else, like... And anything that I would want to play that would come out on Xbox, it's probably also going to come out on PC. The only thing I really had the Series X for is I thought the backwards compatibility was kind of cool. And it was my multi-platform, you know... Like, if games were multi-platform, I was getting them on the Series X. Like, that's where I got Sonic Frontiers and everything, but... I rebought Sonic Frontiers on Steam, so I guess I need to play through it again to get a completed save file, because I still haven't played the DLC for Sonic Frontiers that came out a while ago. Although maybe I could just download a completed save file and do that, but, you know. But all that rambling aside, yeah, I don't have my Series X anymore, but what I did was, because, it's... a kid that works for me at work. I'm gonna say a kid, and people are gonna freak out. Okay, when I say kid, I mean someone that's younger than me, not like an actual minor. So before anyone freaks out and starts clipping this stream, this kid is 18 years old, okay? I'm not fucking... And even if it was a minor, like... The place I work at hires minors, okay? I'm gonna be interacting with minors in my daily life, okay? There's nothing fucking... Okay, well, we got that out of the way. He was working with me one night, and we just were having mundane conversation about video games. He only had an Xbox One S, and he was lamenting to me that he really wanted a Series X because he wanted to play... I forget what it said. What he told me he wanted to play with his friends. But he was saying something, and I got to thinking, like, because I told him, oh, I've got the Series X. I told him I had pretty much everything. And then I got to thinking, like, because he was telling me, like, the prices went up. He couldn't justify paying, like, $600 or whatever for one. And I got to thinking, like, you know, I don't really play mine anymore, but I still want to have it for the old games. So I made a deal with him. I was like, hey, I'll sell you my Series X for $350 if you give me your Xbox One S. And he agreed to it, and that's what we did. So it's not that I don't have an Xbox. Like, if I wanted to play, like, an Xbox One game or a 360 game that's backwards compatible, I technically can still do that because I have an Xbox One S. But I don't have my Series X anymore. And I don't really have any intentions of buying new games on Xbox. Well, sad if true. I mean, I just don't keep up with that kind of stuff because it's like the world's becoming so depressing, especially on that end, technology. Like, we're, you know, regressing. Now we're at the point of, like, we were at the point of diminishing returns for a while, and now it's just we're in full-on regression mode with technology. Like, consumer, like, home computing, that, you know, what can you do when there's no more advances? Well, you gotta figure out how to monetize it. Once everyone's computers die off, you know, make it so that, you know, they get a cheap device and they subscribe to cloud computing. We're not going to sell RAM anymore. We're not going to sell storage or anything. You want more RAM? You can subscribe for more RAM. You know, we got all the RAM in our AI data center, so you want more memory in your system, you can subscribe to get it virtually. Okay, you want more storage? What's that? You have a whole huge multi-terabyte collection of anime? You want to be able to store all of that? Subscribe to our cloud storage, baby. That's what you gotta do now. Oh, but wait, you pirated this anime? Oh, that's no good. You know, we gotta report this to the authorities. We gotta get you in jail. And we know exactly who you are because you had to, like, scan your ID to use this service. So you're going to jail, buddy. No more free internet. Yeah, so scary times for sure. So, you know, hoard up the storage, you know? I don't even care if it's... I mean, there was a time when I was swearing off, like, normal hard drives because I had a bad experience with losing a lot of data by dropping an external hard drive, but shit, man. Take what you can get, man. Personally, I have a desire to get a NAS, like a 12 terabyte NAS, to, like, store a bunch of media and stuff like that, but, you know, that shit's expensive. I gotta pay rent, and I gotta have food, I gotta pay my utilities and everything, and by the time I do all that, I don't really have much money left over to buy things like that. And it doesn't help that, like, on top of that anyways, like, the prices are going up and up and up and up, you know, for the options that are available. So it's like, yeah, I'd like to do it, but I can't afford it without putting it on credit, and I'm already up to I'm dick deep in debt, so let's not do that. B Mario? The dumbest. Is he the dumbest? I don't think B Mario is the dumbest, Voidstro. I think, but I do think the dumbest Mario is in this game, and I would say that's Spring Mario. When you get the spring power up. He's just a fucking... It's just Mario inside of a coil. Like, and he just bounces around like a fucking slinky. That's the dumbest Mario. Now, B Mario is a little silly looking, for sure. I'll give you that. But the dumbest, nah. I can't believe fucking... Because, like, I was telling KGR in his chat, like, I was just... You know... I had that crazy situation at work where a kid stopped me to talk about Hellsinger Bridge for, like, 10 minutes after I had clocked out and was trying to get home. You know, I just thought it was a funny little anecdote. And when I say kid, I mean like somebody younger than me. Like if someone's younger than me by like, I'm gonna be 28 next month. But someone who's like maybe 23 or whatever, to me that's a kid. You know? I call them kid. When I say kid, I don't always mean fucking literal like fucking preschooler, you know? I can't fucking believe he tried that shit. I feel like any reasonable person with reasonable intelligence would like would hear somebody say kid and not immediately assume that, you know? Especially because I said kid at work, you know? But I maintain even if the so-called kid was a minor, it doesn't matter because I was in a public building. I was in public. I have a right. Recording something that happens to you out in public is not the same thing as recording a private phone call. And the reason I recorded it is because, like, I talk to my friends in private a lot about this stuff, and sometimes they don't believe it. So when I was stuck in that situation, like, I decided to start recording just so I could be like, yeah, this shit happens to me a lot at work. See, Voidster, that's just fucking wicked. You condone murder? You murdered 2 living creatures? Wicked. These people are sick. They record preschoolers. They murder animals. They fucking... Yeah. Ridiculous. Fucking insane, dude. That's why, like... It's that kind of shit where I kind of have problems with people like Dylan the Night Owl. When it's like, you see this shit, and the narrative is always like, man, this guy's epic. He's just a totally normal dude, actually, who's, like, very wholesome and has... It's like, no, dude, like... There's still something wrong with him, dude. Like, yeah, he fooled everybody, I guess, but he's not really... I don't know, he's... The way he actually isn't much better than the persona that he played, you know? I don't really understand how you could see how he acts, see the things that he says, you know, about people, what he condones, and all that. And the fact is, and what nobody seems to kind of bring up about MTP, he did it before. Like, back in 2014, he, like, came out and did the whole thing, like, oh, my name is actually John, and I'm a believer in God, and stuff like that. It was literally the same cycle, but nobody points that out. But he wasn't as, like, notorious back then, you know? That's the difference. Like, a lot more people know about him now. These wicked users. I mean, we joke, but it's the truth. Some of it, like, I can't believe fucking... Like, I challenged every single one of them. I'm like, hey, you know, I have no if you can find proof of me being in private DMs with minors, saying creepy shit to them. I mean, there's a lot of things you could say about me. I've been around the internet. A lot of people know me. A lot of people have interacted with me in both public and private. Go around. Ask around. Look for dirt. I challenge you to do that. Find something. If you find something damning or incriminating on me, please send it to KGR. Let him put it up on stream and put it on blast. I am totally welcoming of that. But they can't. But then, you know, they're gonna act like I'm somehow worse than someone who does creepy shit with minors. Like, are you kidding me? He's wicked! He's evil! He's fat! Was that supposed to be? Was that supposed to be Kino Casino, Voidstro? But yeah, regardless of all that, I'm kind of mad at myself for bringing it up. Although, not really. Like, I have kind of this thing where, like, I don't know, it probably is a mental disorder, to be honest with you, where I feel like I have kind of an addiction to, like, posting about that stuff or ranting about that stuff. And I have this sort of, like, post-nut clarity about it, like, after it happens. I'm like, damn, did I really waste all that time and energy, like, thinking about this again and ranting about it and not bringing any positive energy into the world? And, you know I kind of ranted about that on my Earthbound stream, that I didn't want to put negative energy into the world. And I still kind of abide by that. At the same time, though, like, when you're isolated in your thoughts and you're just thinking about, you know, these motherfuckers, these fucking evil, wicked motherfuckers want to sit there and try and say all this shit about me when I haven't done anything. Well, that's not true. I've been mean. You know, I have been mean. I've been wicked. Yes, I have been. But I haven't, like, you know, been a menace to minors, you know? In fact, I don't really... Like, if I know somebody is fucking underaged on the internet, I don't fucking, you know, I don't engage. You know, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty easy thing to do, you know? So, I don't know. I have no idea, bros. But regardless of all that, all the stupid shit that we could talk about and make jokes about, and I guess seethe about, ooh, we're seething, we're so mad. Even though I'm like, I'm not really mad right now. I've been thinking about, like, I've been in a Dragon Ball Z mood. I don't know what it is. I've been, like, I don't know, something has sparked in me. I want to go back and watch all the Dragon Ball movies. I wonder if I should do that on Twitch, because I've seen Geekdom has been doing that a lot on his streams. He just pulls up the movies on StreamYard, and he just fucking watches them. And Twitch seems to be okay with that, so I'm like, you know what? That might be a fun thing for me to do, but instead of just watching the original movies, I think it might be fun to watch, like, weird versions of the movies. So maybe, I don't know, watching the Harmony Gold dub of, like, some of the original movies, watching some of the Big Green dubs, some of the Speedy Video dubs, you know. Because as a whole, I'm not that big of a fan of the Dragon Ball Z movies, but I think some of the different dubs and different versions of it can give extra entertainment value. Or you could get extra entertainment out of them. So that might be a fun thing to... But I couldn't do it on here. It would have to be on Twitch, because it would definitely be taken down on YouTube. Because a while ago, it wasn't that long ago, I don't think, but Geekdom did a pretty fun stream with Lance, Mr. Fusion, and they were watching the Sleeping Princess Dragon Ball movie. And that was a fun stream, I thought, the way they did it. I guess they did it through StreamYard or whatever, so they could both watch it and commentate over it while it was, you know, playing. Yeah, well... There's good aspects to them. I definitely, like, there's some movies that I like. Although there's a lot of stinkers, like, fucking Return of Cooler, Metal Cooler. That one fucking blows. I mean, even the first, like, Cooler's Revenge is kind of like, it's kind of a mediocre movie. But Return of Cooler really fucking blows, dude. Like, that's a movie where if I go back and watch it, I have to watch the Big Green dub, because at the very least, like, the voice acting makes it entertaining. Fucking Metal Cooler being like, like shit like that. And the fucking, like, the Broly movies, dude. I do not like the Broly movies. Like, the original ones. Like, they're all fucking long and droning and fucking... They just suck. Like, especially fucking Bio Broly, dude. Like, come on. What the fuck is Bio Broly, dude? Like... Golly. However, the Super Broly movie, that was Kino. That was great. That was fucking awesome. Ironically, Dragon Ball Super, the series, kind of sucks ass, but the movies were fucking awesome. Both of them. Especially Super Superhero. Like, I know people shit on it because it's CG. And yeah, I would have preferred a 2D animated film, but for being CG, I thought it looked pretty good. And Gohan and Piccolo got their time to shine, which is the important thing. We've had enough Goku and Vegeta for a lifetime. He's not real. I need to find that video. I could probably redo that, actually. Because there's definitely better quality footage to use. I was using the shitty DVDs when I made that edit, and when he fades away, when it does the noise, you can kind of tell where I use the fucking clone stamp tool in Photoshop. Like, you can see the mask item. Like, it's blatantly obvious if you stare at it for more than a second, but I think, like... But that was all manual, baby. That was before, like, the advent of, like, AI tools that made photo manipulation, like, super easy. I had to do all that shit by hand. I had to create, like, a duplicate frame to, like, make it look like he was fading away. Well, one of them was pretty easy to make, because I made two of them, if you guys recall. I made two of those, he's not real. One of them was pretty easy, because I was able to grab, like, a different shot with the same background, and I was able to duplicate it to actually make the fade look convincing. But one of them, I didn't have that luxury, so I had to fucking, like, use the clone stamp tool in Photoshop to sort of create a mask, and it looks To me, it looks really obvious, but I don't know. People seem to like it. People seem to think it was funny. I remember when I first uploaded that shit fucking... That shit popped off. A lot of people fucking liked and retweeted that. Which, that made me feel really good, because it was like... You know, whenever I can make something and it like, if I just say something that makes my friends laugh, like, that already makes me feel pretty good. But if it makes, like, hundreds, thousands of people laugh, I'm like, okay, yeah, this makes me feel good. I mean, that is a redeeming quality where you say, I'll give you that, for sure. Wait, okay, this... Oh my god, this is not comfortable. I don't like this. Oh, fuck. But no, I'll give you that. That's a redeeming quality of Bio Broly, but... Fuck, man. It's not comfortable holding the Joy-Con the way they want you to hold it. And you know what? I gotta say, the dub for Dragon Ball Super Superhero was really fucking good. Charles Martinet, like, I love that they got Charles. I mean, say what you will about Funimation, but I'm really glad they got Charles Martinet in it. Because, like... You know, it gave him time to shine as something that wasn't Mario. Like, it kind of shows that, like, hey, he is a talented voice actor in his own right. I've kind of, like, you know, I feel like in the past I've kind of shit on Martinet and been too hard on him. But it's like, you know, of course when he voices the same character for, like, 30 to 40 years, like, yeah... It's not gonna sound the same, you know? I mean, I think back on, like, the shit I used to say about Martinet, and to me, it's like shitting on Julie Kavner for the way her Marge voice sounds now, and it's like... I mean, anyone's voice is gonna degrade when they do it for so long, you know? I love the character that he plays in Super Superhero. He's it just makes me wish Martinet, you know, he got some more roles. Because he never really was that prolific of a voice actor in terms of, like, the amount of roles that he got outside of Mario. Like, all I can think of is, he's one of the dragons in Skyrim. He's the announcer in Pac-Man Versus, which is just him doing his Mario voice, you know. Magenta in Dragon Ball. He's, the mayor or the senator or whatever in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the OVA. The dub of that. That's all I can think of. The bonus I haven't seen all of them, Gareth Schneider, but I've seen some of them from Anime Go inside the anime industry. It's some pretty interesting stuff, for sure. I quite enjoyed the interviews with John O'Donnell. But I haven't seen all of them, no. In the Broly movie, he's Magenta. The main villain, Magenta, from the Red Ribbon Army. Which I don't know. I don't know anything about Skyrim because I'm a fake gamer, you see. He might not have even been a fucking dragon in Skyrim. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I could be a complete... Actually, depending on who you ask on the internet, I am a complete liar and a hack fraud, so essentially that means take everything I say with a grain of salt, you know? Alright, let's... Can we not change this camera? That's great. That's nice. Superhero... Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I am a rambling boy. Yes, I am. How the fuck am I gonna do this with just seeing my shadow? Okay. Yeah, I saw they did an interview with Jerry Beck, but I haven't seen it yet. So that's cool. Okay, I guess I can't. I thought I could, like, get up there and, like, wall jump. Oh, no, you can't. Now I see why. That's not gonna work out, bub. That's not gonna work for me, brother. I'm Hulk Hogan. That's not gonna work for me, brother. Fucking Hulk Hogan went up to the pearly gates, and God was like, Mr. Hogan, you're gonna have to go to hell. I'm sorry. Everything you said, everything you did, you're going straight to hell, buddy. And Hulk Hogan's like, that's not gonna work for me, brother. Oof, it's hot down here, brother. What's Hulk Hogan's real name? It's like Terry something, right? Terry Bolsack or something like that. I don't know. Let me ask you guys something, you guys who maybe are in the Dragon Ball community on YouTube, because I don't really watch YouTube that... I basically use YouTube to, like, listen to music, because I have YouTube Premium, so it's just easy for me to, like, get random music, like, while I'm working. So let me ask you guys who maybe keep up with Dragon Ball YouTube, has anyone ever made a video talking about how, like, the broadcast audio was found for Dragon Ball Z? Because I was taking a shower a few minutes ago, and I got to thinking, like, you know, the story behind how that broadcast audio was actually acquired is actually kind of nuts. You know, and I know it because I witnessed it all firsthand, but, like, I wonder, has anyone made... I know there have been videos made, like, about the broadcast audio, like, showing off its clarity and stuff like that, but... like, has anyone talked about how it was acquired? And I don't mean, like, just, oh, it was recorded off of VHS tapes. I mean, like, how it actually got on the internet. Like, the full story. Because if not, then that's free real estate, I think. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if I were to make that video, that would make... well, I was gonna say that would make people hate me, but most people on that side of the internet already hate me anyways, so... I feel like, you know, I'll probably make more friends than enemies doing it. I'll just say this for people who aren't aware. It involved somebody sending another user their nudes. If you can believe it. For fucking... dude, don't mess with these fucking Dragon Ball, like, VHS collectors, dude. They're fucking... We are not... I'll put myself in there, because I technically am one of them, you know? I was right there. I was fucking... doing dealings with people like Aryan and stuff like that. Like, we are not mentally stable people, dude. I'd like to say I'm one of the lesser evils, though, but we are not fucking... we're not right in the head. I'll tell you that right now. Why can I not bounce off of... oh, okay, there we go. Another user? There's a lot of users. You would think, like, when it comes to rare stuff getting uploaded on the internet, okay, what the fuck is this, Nintendo? Are you serious right now? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, I gotta run around on Rosalina's butt plug, dude, seriously? Shaking my damn head, man. I'm just kidding. This is actually the Cat in the Hat's cat if it was brown. The Cat in the Hat's hat, not the Cat in the Hat's cat. If the Cat in the Hat had a cat, that would be weird. Oh, this is his hat, but it's brown. How much do you guys know about Mario Galaxy? Let me tell you something. Those mandibugs have taken over our observation deck. I'm starting to feel like the only true way to attain peace in this life, for me, is I gotta fucking run away, I gotta get off the grid, I gotta hide from everybody, I gotta drive my car into a ditch, and I gotta run into the woods and become a nomad. Because, like, fucking shit's getting too crazy, you know? Society is getting too crazy for me to want to, you know, for me to want to get up and work a 9 to 5 and contribute to my 401k, you know what I'm saying? But nobody's gonna, like, ask me to pay a premium to shit in the woods, you know what I'm saying? It's too bad that, like, I have to live in fucking Virginia, though, because there's fucking, like, it's really cold winters, really hot and humid summers, and fucking, like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, there's fucking mountains and shit. Like, you gotta constantly go up and down hills and stuff like that. Like, everything just sucks here. Alright. Woohoo. Okay, am I missing the bee power-up? The bee man? Oh, yeah, right. Hit the switch. I like the way that shadow just popped in. Look at that. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Oh my gosh. I killed his son? And then I killed him. Oops. Oops. What the fuck? There. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah, dude. Let me, gentlemen, if I may be permitted to, let me go grab a water right quick, because I am a thirsty boy. I am a thirsty kid, actually. That's right, Mario the Plumber. This whole time I've been a fucking kid. I'm fucking 17 and 11 months, so don't worry about me. That's right, I'm a minor on the internet. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine if this whole time I was just a kid pretending to be nearly 30? Alrighty. Alright, gamers, we got our hydration. Let's game on, gamers. Let's play Bideo Bames. That's what you're here for. Slip Dick Galaxy. Hell yeah. Man, these galaxies are lame as hell. Put me in there. I'll show them a real galaxy. Where the fuck are the other switches, bitch? Oh, oh. I think I'm gonna be sick. Who's going to Game On Expo this weekend? Anyone? Anyone here going to Game On? Game On Expo? Not me, because I don't live in Arizona. I fooled you all. I made you all think that I lived in Arizona, but I do not. I'd love to go back someday, though. Well, maybe not. Because when I went to Arizona, it was in the spring, and it felt really nice, but I don't know if I could handle Arizona in the summer, you know? Is there, like, a perfect state? Is there, like, a state that, like, the weather is always normal, like, and everything's fine? Like, there's no major events? The cost of living's reasonable? I wonder if there's a lot of states in this country. There's bound to be, you know... You know, to be honest with you, nobody ever talks about West Virginia. I mean, other than, like, yeah, that's where the Whitakers live, so, haha, everyone in West Virginia is inbred, but you know what? If that's the worst... I mean, there's a lot of inbred people here, so if that's the worst thing about West Virginia, you know what? Maybe, otherwise, it's not so bad. Come on. Come on, bitch. Come on, bullet bitch. Come on, you big fucking... Oh! Oh! Hey guys, it's me, Bowser Jr. I'm Bowser Jr. and I'm taking my dad back. And then it plays the Prowler sound. I can't believe they took that out. You guys know what I'm talking about? Also, if I have one criticism of the Mario Galaxy movie, I don't like how Bowser Jr. sounds, and I don't like how he looks. He's got, like, really dumb puppy dog eyes. And he sounds like he's, like, 40. Like, what the fuck is that about? Come on, guys. There we go. Easy. Jack Black is Bowser Jr. Is that Jack Black as Bowser Jr.? I thought it was someone else. Wait, really? Did they? Okay. So I didn't watch the direct for it because, like, I didn't even really want to watch the latest trailer either because I kind of want to be surprised by a lot of stuff, like, when I actually see it. But, you know, I was in a call with my friend the other day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the trailer. Donald Glover. Donald Glover should be Glover when they make the Glover movie. You know, Glover for 64. You guys know about Glover? Do we have any Glover lovers in the chat?
Look.
And I'm not talking about the song from the first Pokemon movie. I'm not talking about fucking Glover, my Glover. Tell me, what are we fighting for? We have got to end this war. So, has anyone actually watched any of, like, the Pokemon anime in Japanese? Like, does anyone watch it in Japanese? Has that ever been a thing that people do? Like, I don't know. A part of me kind of wants to because I am a fan of Takeshi Shudo. But the English dub is so iconic. It just seems weird watching it in Japanese.
Yes!
Come on, bro. What is this? They're just putting shit everywhere and calling it level design. They just threw together a bunch of shapes and were like, okay, here's a fucking level. Here's a bunch of fucking spheres, idiot. Run around to jump on them. That's level design. Alright, gotta keep talking. And nobody's allowed to leave. Because when you're here at the FumeiCom Bideo Bames stream, you're here for life. Captain Toad, my friend. Take it easy. Oh, are you leaving, Nemo? Well, have a good night, if you are. I don't know how much longer I'll be streaming, because I do have to get up in the morning. I gotta get my shit together so I can go back to playing Earthbound, because I want to finish it before I forget everything about the game. I just, you know, gotta figure some shit out. But I hope you have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. And I hope things get better with your father as well. I'm sorry to hear that you have some things going on. So I wish you well, sincerely. Alright, I need to, before midnight hits, I need to check some things on my phone. So let me do that while I'm thinking about it. Give me 1 second here, because I gotta get this before midnight. I'm glad I just thought about it. Okay. Let's see if anyone's... Oh, I see. I see Slippy is saying stupid shit. I see what's going on here. But anytime you catch him with like an irrefutable argument, he just doesn't respond, and that's what's... He's always got a fucking clap back. But then, like, once you have him backed into the corner, he just gives up. Like, he fucking... That's how you know you fucking destroyed him. When he doesn't respond to you again. That guy's such a fucking... It makes me laugh, actually. He's such a fucking cunt. Like, damn. Oh my god, Space Junk Galaxy is so boring. Alright, did I get all of the, Alright, still gotta get a star here. So let's do that. I don't really like saying Bugaboom. That seems like a slur. You fucking Bugaboom. What? What was that, bro? No, rewind. Rewind. Hell no. What the fuck was that shit? Woohoo! Fuck you, bitch. Fucking moron. The neighbors are causing trouble. Oh, great. The neighbors, huh? Are they actually causing trouble? Or are they just selling lemonade to, like, fundraise for their school and you got a problem with that? Fucking Karen. These hooligans are out here selling lemonade without a permit. Is that what's going on here? The fuck is this thing? This is fucking Brack from Space Ghost. That's what this is. Why the fuck is it screaming? Oh, come on. Oh, fucking... It's really hard to get the perspective. I'll just wait for him to come from the other direction. From his erection. There we go. Got him. The Brack, yeah. That's what that thing reminds me of, is Brack.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what's even better than the Brack show, mister? The Irate Gamer show? That is peak right there. Man, you know what I need to improve on? I need to stop talking about other YouTubers, because inevitably that's just gonna lead to toxicity. I love Rocky Road, so won't you have a triple scoop with me? Grab your spare controller, let's play Mario 3. As long as I am player 1, this means that you're player 2. Luigi, let's stay up all night and beat the whole game again. I have to wake up at 8 to work a job that I hate. It's harder staying up late when you're grown men. You could live in a shoe, and then everything grew. Yeah, that shit got me delirious. I first saw the game in a film I won't name, a movie on which I blame my expectations for the Power Glove. It's so bad, he was serious. Grab your spare controller, let's play Mario. Fuck this. Fuck that. Fucking Brental Floss. Ruining everything for me. There I go, mentioning YouTubers again. I just can't help it. This is internet culture. Just gotta roast everybody. In this world, it's a roast or be roasted world, you know? Bam! That was easy. It's really hard to do the fucking side jump, isn't it? It's not as snappy as fucking Mario 64, is it?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, guys, I'm thinking about Saturday night. I don't know what exact time. And I don't know if it'll be on here or if it'll be on Twitch. But Saturday night, how about some Mario? Let's play some Mario Party. Let's have some fun. Sorry, I can't even fucking... I need new glasses. I gotta fucking get my face closer to the screen to read what you said. The cake ussy looks delicious. Yeah. A bing 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 bong. Bing ba bing ba bing bong. Ba bing ba bing ba bing bong. Bing bong ba bing bong ba bong. What's that fucking YouTube video where it's like, the guy's like reviewing this game, and he's like, there are black holes. There are black people. What the fuck is that video? I don't know what else to say about Super Mario Galaxy. There are black holes. There are black people. You guys know what I'm talking about? Or do I just sound... I probably just sound crazy. Oh boy. Here we go. Hell yes. Let's go, boy. His name is Bill Board. Isn't that cute? Like Bill Burr, but he's Bill Board. He even kind of sounds like Bill Burr a little bit when he's like, hey! That kind of sounds like Bill Burr, does it not? Bill Burr. I mean, I should hope so. You know, Nintendo, at least they used to make their shit pretty resilient. I mean, I've had my... I still have my original Switch. I probably should sell it, because, you know, I've got the Switch too. I mean, I was keeping it around, because I wanted to mess around with, like, you know, soft modding it and stuff like that. And I did for a little bit, but it's like... It's cool what you can do with a soft modded Switch, but at the same time... It's like, it's really only useful for like emulating some games or running some homebrew applications, and it's all stuff I could do on my Steam Deck, and with better performance on the Steam Deck as well, so I don't really see any need for me to keep my original Switch if I have a Switch 2, so I just need to put it up for sale on like eBay or Mercari or something. I just need to not be lazy. Because I definitely need some extra money, more so than I need an original Switch while owning a Switch 2, I should specify. Because I can't think of any reason why I would, you know... I can't think of any advantage of having a Switch 1 while also having a Switch 2. But yeah, all that to say, I still have my original Switch from, like... when it came out all the way back in 2017, almost 10 years ago, and as far as I'm aware, it still works. In hand... Really? What do you mean it can't work in handheld mode? Like, what? It just doesn't turn on? That seems very weird. I've never heard of that, but it works docked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. My left Joy-Con, ever since I got my original Switch, was like that. But I kind of dealt with it because I had a Pro Controller, and I never really played my Switch in handheld mode. Because I always just used the Pro Controller anyways. So my left Joy-Con would sometimes kind of come loose while I was holding it. But eventually I did, like a couple years ago. I assume Nintendo still does it, like the free Joy-Con repairs. So you could probably do that if that's the only thing wrong with it, that the Joy-Cons come out of the hinges. I mean, you could probably just put in for a repair and they'll fucking, you know... I mean, you have to pay to ship it to them, I think. But other than that, like, they fix it for free. And what... I mean, I assume what they did for me, I don't think they actually fixed mine. I think they just sent me a new one that didn't have any problems, and, you know, it was fine, so it might be worth doing that, I don't know. But yeah, those Joy-Cons are so shitty. Guys, let me ask you a question. What do we think of Mike Reynolds? You guys, please tell me you guys know who Mike Reynolds is, and please tell me you have a high opinion of him. Because if not, I'm gonna have to introduce you guys to Mike Reynolds, the sleeping giant Mike Reynolds. Mike Hunt, huh? Damn. That's what's really sad, is like, you have Mike Reynolds, who's like the greatest voice actor of all time, and nobody even knows who he is. That's so fucking sad. And he passed away a few years ago, so it's like, you know, doesn't help. He never had any major voice roles, and, you know, he passed away. Shit sucks out here. But I do remember seeing one YouTube comment that was supposedly from his nephew, and according to him, he used to fucking play, like, fucking checkers or chess or whatever in Bryan Cranston's living room. So there you go. I gave Mike Reynolds a shout out in that Cagliostro video I made. I only did that just because nobody else will. That's the only reason why I even mentioned Mike Reynolds. Mind telling me how you got that dog in you? Yeah. What is it with you women anyways? I killed my father too, and you don't hear me whining about it. Fucking... What was the deal with fucking Ruby Spears, man? They're the ones who made the Street Fighter 2 cartoon, right? I assume it's the same people that did the Mega Man cartoon. Man, that Mega Man cartoon, what a shame. We could have had something that almost sort of resembled an anime, that fucking classic FumeiCom art style, and then they changed it to Western muscular slop. Like, sometimes I watch that fucking test pilot for the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon, and I'm like, look what they took from us. And then LS Mark is like, fucking, Ruby Spears is sexist because they made Roll the cleaning robot, even though she was always the cleaning robot. That's her fucking, I called him out on this before. Fucking literally play Mega Man 3. Don't even fucking play it. Like, just look at the fucking credits for Mega Man 3. It fucking shows Roll, like, her model number. And what does it say? Housekeeping robot. That's literally Roll's occupation. Okay, Ruby Spears didn't fucking say, oh, she's the girl robot, so she cleans. No, that's literally, like, that's literally what she's supposed to be. She's the housekeeping robot. You fuck. Fucking LS Mark. There we go again. Gotta stop being toxic about other YouTubers. I can't help it, though. I'm like that Britney Spears song. I am toxic. I'm wicked. Ocean Studios did the voice production for that cartoon, yes. So it is the same talent pool. So it's Ian Corlett as Mega Man and, you know, several other... Terry Clausen is Cutman. Scott McNeil is Dr. Wily and Proto Man. So yeah, it is Ocean Studios. And they did the Street Fighter cartoon as well. So at least the voice acting's pretty good, if nothing else. Although maybe it's not that big of a deal that, like, they changed the designs for the cartoon. Because that cartoon came out before Mega Man 8 came out. And Mega Man 8 has the best Roll design. Although, that being said, I do kind of like the way Roll has her bangs in, like, the older Mega Man games.
Yes.
MVC? You mean MVC 2? Because I don't think she's in the first one. The fucking scale is way off in MVC for Roll and Mega Man, though, because they made Mega Man a fucking giant, where Roll is, like, half his size. They're supposed to be the same size, right? So why is Mega Man a fucking giant and Roll is, like, up to his torso? Oh my god, that's hard to aim. That is so hard to aim. Oh, she is? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Well, I don't play them, so, you know, what do I know? I wanted to get the fighting collections that they put out, but I didn't know anyone else who was buying them, so I was like, eh. Because to me, the only appeal to actually buying those collections is the online multiplayer. Because otherwise, if I was just going to play by myself, I could just emulate them for free, you know? Like, if I actually had some friends buying those collections, like, I would buy them, you know, just to be able to play online. I kind of want to get whichever one has Power Stone on it. Because Power Stone's a really fun game. I used to mess around with that back when I first was messing around with Dreamcast games. Yeah. And some of the early One Piece games kind of remind me of Power Stone. Like One Piece Grand Battle and Grand Adventure and stuff like that. I had a lot of fun playing those when I was a kid. I had a close friend who used to come over and we used to play, like, you know, PS2 games all the time. That was a favorite of ours, fucking One Piece Grand Adventure. And I'm not sure how well it holds up, but I had a lot of fun back then. Honestly, I would love to play that game again with somebody, but, like, I don't fucking know. I don't... Does anyone really want to go through the trouble of setting up Parsec just to play fucking a One Piece GameCube game? Well, we played it on the PS2, but, you know, same difference. Oh, fuck. Not this shit. Shit. I think you have to throw it at the fucking... the nipples. The aiming's really wonky. Oh my gosh. Oops. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, fuck. That's a classic. Yeah. That's still to this day the only One Piece game that's dubbed by the Funimation cast. Like, because, you know, all those ones from the early 2000s, they got the 4Kids cast to, you know, do the voices, because 4Kids was putting out One Piece at the time in America. But fucking Unlimited Adventure, that came out, like, right in the middle of when 4Kids was transitioning their rights to Funimation. And it's still to this day the only game dubbed with that voice cast. Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's still the case to this day. Because all the other One Piece games that come out, they're just in Japanese. Like, they don't really get Colleen Clinkenbeard and Chris Sabat to, Alright, I think that's right. Alright, we got it. I actually have it on the Switch. Whatever One Piece RPG was on there. I never got too into it, though. I played it a little bit. I don't know. Is that one any good? That's kind of I think it's part of the same series as Unlimited Adventure, actually. It's, here, I could show you. Because I have it on the Switch. It was one of the first games I bought on the Switch, but I never played it too much. Where is it? This one. One Piece Unlimited World Red Deluxe Edition. I mean, I never really got into this one, but it's part of the same series, is it not? Is that one any good? Maybe I could try that at some point. Maybe I should try streaming that, see if it's any good. Oh, here we go. We gotta fight Bowser. We gotta fight Bowser, guys. Because if I remember correctly, One Piece Unlimited World Red came out around the time it was on Punk Hazard. I haven't, like, read One Piece since, like, I stopped reading around the middle of Wano, and I don't, not for any, like, real particular reason, but, I don't know, maybe I should pick it back up. I don't know, it's been a while. Like, I feel like I could probably pick it up and start reading it again, but I also feel like I'll probably forget, like, a bunch of things about the oh, shit. Oh, damn. But there's probably a bunch of, like, little things I'm gonna forget about it, and it's gonna make it incomprehensible. Because One Piece is such a fucking huge world, so many fucking characters. It's honestly hard to keep track of. But I don't fucking know, like, you know, I don't know if I'll ever go back and, like, catch up with the anime again. I tried. I could never make it past Whole Cake Island. It felt like Luffy was fighting Katakuri for, like, 500 episodes. That's where I stopped in the anime, was Luffy fighting Katakuri. But I mean, I was caught up. I give myself credit. I've seen, like, fucking, what was that, 700 episodes of One Piece? I give myself props for that. I didn't skip a single episode. I didn't skip any fillers. Well, how could I? I was watching week to week. You know, you can't skip it when you're caught up. I don't know, dude, like, I'm waiting for the fucking The One Piece, the remake, remember that? That thing that was announced 2 years ago? That still hasn't come out? What the fuck is going on with that? I mean, typically an anime gets announced and it comes out within a year, right? Something's going on with The One Piece. And it's a shame because I like the idea of The One Piece. But I'm worried it's never going to come out. It might get canceled. Who knows? You're talking about, I forget I know what you're talking about, though. Like, they re-edit the episodes to be shorter, but I don't know. I think that's cheating. I'm not a fan of shit like that. It's like, if I'm gonna watch the anime, I'm gonna watch the anime, warts and all, you know? And I get that the anime has pacing issues, but it's like, okay, then I'll just drop it and read the manga. That's kind of how I feel about that. That's how I've always felt, like... Because I feel like there's so many One Piece fanboys that, like, they glaze the series, but it's because they're picking and choosing. It's because they're skipping around the episodes and, like, doing shit like that. And they're like, yeah, it's good if you just, like, skip around, re-edit certain things. And it's like, no, that's cheating. You have to take it as it is, dude. Like, the One Piece anime has some problems for sure. Animation takes... I understand that. However, like, anime production timelines are typically different than, you know, typical Western animation. And plus, it's being made with a huge team, so, like, it's very weird for something as huge as, like, a One Piece remake to be announced, and then we hear nothing for, like, 2 years. I mean, that's just really weird. Z to Kai, yeah. Well, Kai's a bit different because it is an official production, and they, like... It's more professionally done. But at the same time, it's like... And also, it has its own soundtrack and everything, like... I'm trying... What's the name? I know what you're talking about with One Piece. I forget the name of the group, though. One Pace. That's what it's called. One Pace. Yeah. There's things I like about Kai. Like, I like the music in Kai, but, like, the Yamamoto music. Like, because if you buy Kai on Blu-ray or whatever, if it's streaming, I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, they just took the Kikuchi music from original Dragon Ball Z and they just haphazardly put it in. And it just sounds kind of lame. But I think Kai's, like, the original soundtrack that Yamamoto made for Kai, I know most of it's plagiarized, but it is pretty epic, I have to say. And I love Kikuchi's music for Dragon Ball Z, but, you know, it's good for Dragon Ball Z. And it can work for Kai, too, but it has to be placed properly. And it's because they had to make it a rush job when they were replacing all the music, because Japan takes those fucking... They take that plagiarism shit super seriously in Japan. Super serially. Ocean... Yes, actually. And you want to know something? I'm the one who originally leaked that clip to the internet. Believe it or not, that was me. That Ocean Productions dub of One Piece. I'm the guy that originally uploaded that all the way back in, it was either 2014 or 2015 when I posted that, but yeah. So yeah, I know about that. Funimation did one too, before 4Kids. Funimation had their own test dub of One Piece. That I also posted online around the same time. With fucking Eric Vale as Luffy and Andrew Chandler as Zoro. So yeah, there was a time where Chris Sabat was not Zoro, if you can believe it. Kai's music. What, you don't like Yamamoto's music, or... Because that's the thing, like... Because I feel like a lot of people, when they think of Kai's music, they're like, oh, Kai's music sucks. I feel like they're thinking about, like, the rescore and not the actual Kai soundtrack. Because I feel like that's what most people have seen, because... The only way to see Kai with the original music is to get the very early pressings of the Blu-rays, or to get the TV recordings of Kai from Japan. Otherwise, like, if you're watching it on TV now, like in the reruns, or, like if you buy the Blu-rays or whatever that are in stores now, you're getting the replacement score, which just doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't sound that great. Yeah, but it gets muddy. It gets confusing talking about Kai, because when people tell me they don't like the music in Kai, I honestly don't know, like if they're referring to actual, like, the Yamamoto score or the Kikuchi replacement. Because it's like, if we're talking about the Kikuchi replacement, then yeah, I agree. But if we're talking about Yamamoto's music, it's like... Well, Yamamoto's a plagiarist fuck, but I do like his soundtrack for Kai. Because he also did, like, he did all the video game soundtracks. Like, he did all the soundtracks for, like, the Budokai games and stuff like that. And half of that shit's plagiarized, too, but I love the Budokai soundtracks. Yes. And it's a shame that when they did the HD collection on the PS3 and the 360 for the Budokai 1 and 3, it's weird that it was Budokai 1 and 3 and not, like, the entire trilogy, but it's a shame that, like, when they did that, they had to change the music for the same reason they had to replace the music in Kai. Because Yamamoto, he's a fucking plagiarist, so fuck him. Yes, the challengers from Dragon Ball Budokai. That's I'm right there with you. That's my favorite song from, or at least it's up there from the Budokai games. I should stream those at some point. That might be fun. It's kind of lame playing fighting games by yourself, but I think, like, I don't know, maybe skip 2. But I think I could have a fun stream playing Budokai 1 story mode and then playing 3. But, you know, people used to ask me all the time, because I did a video about the Budokai trilogy, like, years ago when I was younger. And I honestly don't know how that video holds up. I haven't watched it in a long time. But people used to ask me all the time, hey, you gonna play the Budokai Tenkaichi games? And I don't know, like... Originally, I had intentions of doing it, but I just don't know, man. Like... I can't get into the Budokai Tenkaichis. Where's the last star piece? The manga series final... Really? I did not. I didn't know that. Why would he do that? That's very bizarre. Very bizarre behavior. Oh my god. The controls, man, they fucked me. But I'm also getting sheepy. Unfortunately. I know I haven't been streaming for that long, but... I'm sheepy. Sheepy boy. Sheepy boy. Yeah, that's fair. Like the key art and stuff like that. Yeah, that era of Dragon Ball, like, from Kai to, like... I would say, like, at least 3/4 of the way through Super, like, the key art fucking sucked ass. Like, I forget the name of the artist who, like, was doing all the Dragon Ball art at the time, like, the key art and stuff like that, but his art was just fucking... I could pull up a fucking comparison between... Return of Cooler, that's, like, the one I always go to, because for whatever reason, they had him, like, redraw all of the old, like, poster artwork for the old Dragon Ball Z movies, and he made them look worse. And the one I always like to point out is fucking Return of Cooler, comparing the key art to that. Yes, you're exactly right. Plasticky, yeah. Let me pull it up, actually, because that's the one I always like to show off. Here, let me find it right quick. I bet it'll only take me like a second. to find it on Google Images. So let's see. Dragon Ball Z Return of Cooler. I need to find the Japanese poster. Which it's not, I know it's not called that in Japan. It's like, what's the Japanese title? It's like Fight 100 Billion Power Warriors or something like that. Okay, let me find a high-res sort of. There we go. Let me drag this into OBS. Alright, so this is the original, like, key art, or this is the poster art for Return of Cooler from when it came out in Japan in the early 90s, okay? And this is the fucking... the redrawn... I wish I could remember the guy's name. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Like, it's the same artist who drew both of these. But for whatever reason, he redrew these for, like American promotional material. And look at that. That is a downgrade if ever you did see one, okay? Like, I don't mean to be one of those, like, oh, back in the day, anime looked so much better, but this is, like, a fucking... like, it's blatant. Like, it's... And also the perspective is, like, look at Gohan, like, in the one on the right. Gohan's, like, perspective is completely off. Like, do I even have to explain it? I shouldn't have to. And Metal Cooler, like, on the left, like, he actually looks silver and metallic. On the right, he's, like, more, like, cyan looking for some reason. Yeah. This is what I always go to when I fuck... And I'm pretty sure it is the same guy, so it's like, I think what happened is just, like, you know, he was one of those industry veterans that had mastered the craft of, like, traditional art, you know, the way you used to have to do it in the 80s and 90s. And he must have had a hard time transitioning to, like, a digital art workflow. And I think that tends to be the case with a lot of anime. You had a lot of artists and animators that just, like, in the early to mid 2000s, they had to adapt to, like, digital workflows, and some of them just couldn't do it, or it took them a long time to figure out how to do it in an appealing way. And I could be completely wrong, and if I am, feel free to correct me on it, but, I'm pretty sure both of these are done by the same artist. It's just, clearly he was more proficient in doing, you know, the traditional hand-drawn art than he was doing digital art. You know, so... Oh yeah, let me get these out of here. Yeah, he does, like, and there's no, like, the pose isn't dynamic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels more, his pose feels more natural on the left there. So yeah. There you go. That is fucking... That is shit, dude. That is fucking shit. But I'll say, the art now for Dragon Ball looks pretty good. It definitely looks a lot better now than it was in that era. I keep wanting to say the artist is Yamamoto, but it's not. Yamamoto's the music guy. So what's that artist's name? I hate that. I used to remember all this shit. But, you know, I am a fake anime fan after all. I don't know anything about Dragon Ball. I don't even know the name of the original artist of the key art. It's not Maeda. It's not Minoru Maeda. I know that. Alright, well... I'm about to fucking shit my insides out. And it is getting late, and I know everyone seems to be tired. Chat's kind of winding down. Which is on me, because I streamed pretty late. But, yeah, I know it's only been 2.5 hours, but I'll probably get off of here. I plan on... Hopefully, I'll stream again Saturday night on here. I would like to play some Mario Party or something with people. Have some fun, you know? I think after all the shit we've been going through lately, we deserve to do something. Just have some fun. I think Void's down to play some Mario Party. I talked to KGR earlier. He seemed down to join. And I think Mario Party Jamboree's on sale right now. Any of you guys watching it who don't currently own it, I think they have a sale going on the eShop right now, so... I don't know what time that'd be Saturday night, but that's something I'd like to do, so... Alright. I will see you guys next time on Dragon Ball Z.